Some people swear by a 20-minute morning routine. And some people are like, let's grab water and let's just get out of here. We've got things to do. Today, we're going to be pulling back the curtain on what it actually takes to be successful in your morning routine and like fun tips and easy tricks on how to make it easy for yourself. You're listening to, seriously, the Claudia Project, your morning show that happens daily where we talk about motivation, lifestyle, and how to really show up for yourself day in and day out. I'm your host, Claudia. Let's get into it. The morning routine really is something that can set you up for success, but I think a lot of people are just not thinking about it. I know I was someone for a really long time who was just like, I'll wake up and whatever happens is how the day goes. I would look at my calendar. The night before, and that was kind of the sum of things, right? Not really going into much detail about exactly how I wanted my morning to go. And I can tell you for sure that that was not setting me up for success. And even here lately, I've been having a really hard time getting myself up in the morning and like knocking out the routine that I've kind of set for myself. And so how can I help mitigate that? And then while I'm doing that, how can you also jump on the page? So one thing that was killing me, has been killing me for the last couple of weeks, is not setting my night routine up in a way that is actually successful. So things that I do really well the night before: wash the dishes. You guys know I'm huge on that here. If you don't know that, make sure you go back and watch other episodes. Make sure you subscribe. That way you don't miss the morning show ever. But I was washing the dishes, I was cleaning up, I was laying out clothes, I was doing all of the things. But then I was just like up scrolling until midnight every single day. And so you're like, okay, Claudia, but you're doing so many things that are great. Yeah, that's true, but I wasn't going to bed. So then when my alarm's going off at 5 o'clock, which is when I say I want to get up, I'm exhausted because 4 and 5 hours of sleep is not enough. And that pushes me back to not getting up till 6. Well, there's 45 minutes that's missing from my morning schedule for all of the things that I say that I want to success, all of the things I say that I want. And so pulling it back a little bit, focusing on the nighttime before anything happens the next day. You need to focus on what is happening at night. If you know you want to get up at 6 a.m., go to bed. The TikToks, the YouTubes, all of the things will be there tomorrow. The TV episodes you're watching, they're on a streaming network. You can push pause. It will be there the next day. You're not going to be missing out on anything. Or just acknowledge the night that you're going to stay up late and then know that the next day is your sleep-in day. So the night routine, super important to set up your morning routine. Secret number 2, have anchor habits. So for me, I've kind of moved my anchors around just a little bit. And so I'm recording this episode in the morning because I could not talk myself into recording it last night. And what I do is I put my eggs on and then I record the episode because each episode is about 15 minutes. Eggs take a little less than that, but I'm like a creep about my boiled eggs, so I let them run a little long. And then, so that's an anchor habit for me. Put the eggs on, record the episode, put the eggs off. But figuring out what are your anchors? What are things that you can do that like go from one to another? And what are things you're going to do every single day? You know you're going to brush your teeth. We pray. Are you going to make your bed? That's an anchor habit in our house. Are you going to walk the dog? What time do you need to walk the dog? Those kind of things that will put you in motion. And then anchoring them to a time is even more helpful. Like, okay, sure, stayed up late, got up late. No matter what, I gotta walk this dog by 6:45. Like those kind of things. And writing them down so you actually know what they are. And you're not like, oh, I'll think about them when they're happening. Recipe for disaster, my friend. Number 3, light movement, whatever that means for you. What I've been trying to do in the morning when I wake up is I sit on the edge of my bed, drink my water, always have it with me, and then I do a little bit of stretching. Why am I stretching? Some of you are just listening to this, but anyway, I do like a little bit of stretching, roll my ankles out, bend over, touch my toes, make sure that that's still possible. And that's what I do before I start my day. That way, just a little bit of movement, like oiling up the joints, if you will, before jumping out of bed and kind of moving on with my day without taking some time. So like stretching out your wrists and your shoulder blades, just getting a little bit of movement will be really, really great. I also like to walk our dog first thing in the morning just because it gives that, like, air. I'm like, like this, air in my lungs, get to like put my feet on the pavement, walk through the neighborhood. I don't know who I think I am that walk my feet hitting the pavement anyway, but it's real. I really enjoy it. I try to do it sometimes with like no phone and just like really be present with what's going on. That doesn't happen that often, but it would be nice. Maybe I'll talk to you guys about it, see if it happens in a few days. I always take my phone on my walk. What am I talking about? But I always walk the dog, so it's very fun to me. Just to get those few morning steps in, move the legs around before I sit for like the majority of my day. Number 4, take a moment to think about your day. So I think people call this like a mindful moment. I'm not that deep, if I'm honest with you. But I do think that taking a second to journal, or if you like to meditate, it's a really good time to do it. Taking a second to pray, if that's something that you want to do first thing in the morning. I am always like looking at my planner, like what are all the things that have to happen today, and making sure you're not leaving anything out. Reminders for yourself. That way you're not like running around loose, and you can just take a second. So as soon as I finish recording this episode, while it's uploading, I'll look at my planner for the day. I already have a list of a few things that I need to kind of knock out. What time is it? It's early, so we're good right now. A few things I need to knock out before I leave to make sure I feel successful and not scrambling as I enter my day. So this is something that you can put in. What I would say is make sure that you leave enough time to actually do this so you don't feel rushed. So if you know you want to meditate and you're not someone who likes to meditate for 5 minutes, you want 15, that's something you need to add into your morning schedule. Now, if the 15 minutes doesn't really work, then maybe it's something you actually need to do as your night routine. And so balancing those things, moving them back and forth, just to make sure you're not loading up your morning with so many things that you can't actually focus, or you halfway do the activity, right? You don't want to start a prayer session and then have to cut it off after 2 minutes because you have to walk the dog at 6:45 in order to get to work on time. So mapping it out and then giving yourself enough time to successfully do it without adding stress to your plate. Like no one needs the extra stress. That's just not necessary. Another tip for your morning routine: first 20 minutes, no cell phone. I did it this morning. I've done it for the last few mornings. It really does like clear your mind, allows you to think for yourself without other things happening. And I'm just like a play something in the background, let someone kind of talk kind of girl, but you definitely don't want to be like entering in like a bunch of drama first thing in the morning, and just give yourself time to like wake up all the way. Allow your mind to not be going 100 miles a minute with a bunch of information from like you doing this already first thing. It's just like switching your brain over and over again. And so letting yourself wake up slowly without your phone. The first couple of days it might be kind of challenging because you're like, man, I haven't let my brain just sit by itself in quite some time. And that's something that we all have to focus on, but this is a morning routine video, not, whatever. But think about that 20 minutes. You can set a timer if you want and just leave your phone where it is. Take your shower, brush your teeth, get ready completely. And then you use your phone when you like turn your eggs on and all that jazz. I think that's a great one to add to your morning routine. It's something you'll notice will help you out a lot. And very easy, a very easy task. Yes. So all of those are just tips, things to be thinking about. Number 1, and you need to write down what you want to achieve and then start crossing through things. What are things that are not going to happen? I tell you guys this all the time. If you've been waking up at 8 a.m., jumping to 5 a.m. makes no sense. It just makes no sense. It's going to make you crash out. Go from 8 to like 7:30. Start there. Add an extra 30 minutes into your schedule. What can I do at that time? What would be great? Do I want to wash my dishes during that time? Do I want to add a little bit of meditation first thing in the morning to get myself clear before I have to go deal with all of these people? Think about it slowly, and then as you continue mapping out the plan, then you can add more things onto it. What you don't want to do is just take someone else's morning routine and plaster it onto your life, because I love you, girl, but like we just are doing different things. And so what works for me and what I'm trying to achieve is totally different than what works for you. And so just taking little things from every single morning routine that you see, you're like, oh, okay, I really like that she did X, Y, and Z. I'm going to try adding that into what I'm trying to do because it's equal to what my goals are. So it's all about making it yours. Yes. All right, you guys know what's coming up. It's Atlanta in real life. So I am suggesting something that's like, I'm sure you've heard of it. It is nothing, game changing. But I think it's time for most of us to take another jot down to Ponce City Market. One, it's like a super fun area of the city. And so once you get to Ponce City Market, you can grab a fun lunch. Let's say it's a Saturday. Grab a fun lunch around 11 inside Ponce City Market, walk through some of the shops. Pottery Barn's there now. I'm not saying you have to buy anything out of Pottery Barn, but it's just a fun thing to like walk through and then hit the Beltline. I think it's in time for you to walk through the city and see what has been going on. There's tons of like restaurants and bars and shops. And so it's like just a fun little like family outing. I would say like an 11 to 2 situation. If you're like me and you operate under nap times, then it'll probably be closer to like 2 to 4. But there's tons of stuff. If you have no kids, no family, Ponce City Market is the bomb, right? There's tons of places to bop and bop from place to place. And so definitely take some time to check it out. We hadn't been in quite some time just because we haven't lived over there in a while. And so it's just like out of sight, out of mind, if I'm honest. But we went a few weeks ago and now it's like something that we like adding into our week. It's super stroller friendly. There's lots of different age ranges out there. There's people on bikes. There's people skating. There's a little bit of everything for everyone. There's art out there. There's live music happening. So make sure you check it out. Take the time. You live in a very fun city, whether you live in Atlanta or not. And there's tons of stuff to do that doesn't cost $1 million. So like, even if you're like, hey, Claudia, I'm on a budget, you can hit Ponce City Market, just check out the shops, literally just like viewing them. And then you can take like sandwiches and you can eat on the Beltline while you walk. Lots of benches and parks to like sit at, to just kind of hang out and see what's going on. There's tons of Atlanta folk just like out there roaming the streets. So very fun. Ponce City Market, go check it out. Check out the Beltline. We have to stay, locked in. Totally skipped the glow up and totally skipped our 90-second glow up for seriously. So let's circle back to it. Hydration. That's what we're doing today. Our 90-second chat is about making sure you get enough water. So I know I am guilty. This one is definitely for me. You need to be drinking your water. I'm not going to tell you how much. That is a personal question and a personal plan for you and your doctors. More water than you think. How many, count them today. One's here, one's there. It doesn't matter if you're not drinking them, okay? So 1 8-ounce glass of water is not enough. I think as we talk about morning routines, the first thing you should be doing when you open your eyes, drinking some water. Just have it by your bed. Just drink it when you wake up. Then you're like, all right, there's 1 8-ounce already out of the way. If you are like my father, who is likely listening, hi, Dad, drink your water. Just chug it. If you're like, oh, I hate the way water tastes, grow up. Just drink the water. No one cares. Just drink it down. It will make you feel better. It will flush out a bunch of toxins in your body. It will help you lose weight. It will help you feel fuller. It's like all things are positive and great when you're drinking water. So make sure this is a very, very easy 90-second glow up today. We are drinking more water. I want to see you down in the comments. Tell me how many glasses you had today. Father, I'm talking to you. Leave a comment. How many glasses of water did you have today, sir? Get into it. Get into it. And lastly, our community moment. So I decided that we're going to change these up every now and then. And today I'm just suggesting a person for you guys to go check out. I have been listening to, his name is, I'm reading it so I don't get it wrong, Alex Hormozy. Very motivational. So half the reason that I'm even recording this episode right now is from watching a few of his things yesterday and even this morning, first thing. After I gave myself 20 minutes, I did do the rules, but after that I did listen to, I'm listening to one of his podcasts. I paused it so that I could record this for you guys, but it's just a lot of, all of his videos are just about getting out of your own way, being the 1%, doing 1% better than other people. Not even 1% necessarily, but it's just like, if you want to be successful, how do you set yourself up for that? And like knowing that people around you are not going to see the vision before you see it yourself, and that things are going to be hard when you start them. And so not using the excuse of like, oh, I just started, no one's watching the videos. Of course no one's watching the videos. No one knows who I am. Like, no one knows who you are. So it's been very, very helpful to listen to these last 24 hours and has just given me a different type of motivation for the things that I say that I want and actually doing the things that are necessary in order to accomplish them. Anyway, check him out. I'll make sure I tag him down below. That way you guys are like, can find him on YouTube. He's on all of the socials. I don't know. He's posting like 400 pieces of content a week. Crazy, you know? But it really just goes to show you that you can do anything. And that is what I'm all about. So check him out. Yeah? Anyway, this is seriously the Claudia Project. Thank you guys so much for being here. I want to hear all about those morning routines down in the comments below. What's working, what's not working, how you've adjusted it, how you're going to keep showing up for yourself, just like I'm going to keep showing up for myself. Seriously, my name is Claudia. Thanks so much for being here. Bye, guys.